Nike's stock just fell by over 20%, and here's how it's going to affect the reselling market. Hey guys, if you don't know me, my name's Kate, and I've done over $2 million in the sneaker reselling market, so this is big news that Nike's just fell over 20%. I believe Nike just lost over $30 billion in market cap, meaning they took that much money out of the company when people sold their stocks, so it dropped 20%. This is crazy. You never want anything to happen like this to such a huge company like Nike, and this is the first time it's actually happened to the company since 2000. So let's cover my ideas on why it happened and then how it's going to affect the reselling market. So there's really a few reasons why the market has crashed on Nike. Number one is going to be lack of innovation. So lack of innovation is one big thing. They keep retroing a lot of the same popular releases like I just said, and they're getting pretty desperate. I mean, really popular shoes that came out years ago, they're trying to remake. They just announced also that they're going to remake the Wu-Tang Dunks as well as the Undefeated 4s. So again, this is crazy because if you think back even just a few years ago to 2020, 2021, like shoes like these had never been thought to be remade. Even Dunks had never been thought to be remade. And when they did remake them, they were very limited. So it made the demand on these shoes go really high. The problem is Nike got a little too greedy. I'm going to tell you why. So reason number one, they got a little too greedy. A few years ago, they decided to pull a lot of their stock, meaning not like actual shares in the company, but shoe inventory out of retailers. So Hibbett, Finish Line, Foot Locker, Champs all got less releases than they typically do. So instead of a Foot Locker Champs getting, 60, 70 pairs of these, they might only get 50, right? And because of that, again, Nike said, hey, we're not gonna sell this to you guys anymore and let you guys sell it. We're gonna sell it ourselves. If you don't know how these stores work, essentially they're wholesale stores, right? They buy these shoes in bulk from Nike and from other retailers, and they list them for sale at their store. So Nike will actually sell these for anywhere from 50 to 60% off the retail price, right? And that's how stores make money. The thing is, Nike said, why would we sell these shoes to you for only $120 when we know we can sell them for more than $120, right? We can sell them for $200 ourselves. So they decided to pull their stock out of those stores to do it themselves. Problem is, it pretty much backfired because they need volume right now. They are being really exclusive, and this would have worked back in 2020, 2021 when they could have been exclusive because they didn't need help with other people selling them. Now they really need help. Even really great releases like this that they just made 1.7 million pairs of, that was the new rumored stock on this, are sitting. In fact, other Jordan 4s, I'll show on the screen right now, are sitting under retail at outlets. I just had a client pick one up for $45. That's how bad these things are getting. So it's lack of innovation. They keep releasing the same shoes, and they also pulled out of other stores to basically create their own competition, which again isn't really good. Now think of it like this: if you're someone like Chanel or Louis Vuitton, like you don't need other people selling your items. You can sell your own bags and be very profitable by yourself. You don't need other retailers. But if you're someone like Nike who sells shoes, and more specifically like basketball shoes, it's a volume game, this isn't a high-end, exclusive item. There are high-end exclusive items that Nike does make that are numbered, right? And those have their own specific place. These types of shoes, the normal shoes, aren't one of them, right? Like a shoe like this, they only made, I believe, 11,000 pairs, less than 12,000 pairs of these. This is an exclusive shoe, and Nike sold them out completely fine, right? And that's cool when they do releases like this. But a shoe that they made 1.7 million pairs of, I mean, I don't even know, maybe 1,000 times more pairs than these, like, that is going to be a problem. They've also been laying off a ton of people, right? Because again, they know they aren't selling shoes. They're having to run a bunch of sales right now. They can't afford to keep people on their payroll. So cutting people is the quickest way to make your, income go up as a company. So what does this mean for the resale market? Well, it means one of two things. Obviously, the economy has declined over the last few years for various reasons, and shoes just aren't people's favorite thing to spend money on when they have to worry about gas and groceries and other things. If we're being honest, shoes are a luxury to have, right? It's a privilege to have them. You don't need it as a right. It's not something that is like necessity. Like most people have their own shoes and they can get around with a $5 pair of shoes. You don't need a $210 pair of shoe. And because of that, people are realizing that and they'd rather spend their money elsewhere. So it's partially, the economy, which isn't Nike's fault, and a lot of the stock companies and shoe companies are coming down right now. So it makes sense. But at the same time, Nike isn't helping themselves. Do I think the company is going to continue to fall? I do. I don't think Nike has really any changes coming up for this. They're always going to make money. They are a profit machine. I mean, they sell tons of shoes. Nike is such a big brand. I mean, arguably probably the biggest shoe brand in the world with Jordan and everything. Like, I wouldn't be too worried if I were Nike. They're not going to go under or anything because they have so much cash and they've been doing this for so long. The problem is with Nike, again, like I'm saying, they just don't really have a future, and they've been doing a lot of bad things recently. So again, let's go back to the resale market. Are my clients' shoes selling less? Are my shoes selling less? I would say yes and no. It depends on the month, right? Some clients I had, like I just had a client make $1,500 in profit in his third month of reselling, which is awesome, right? And like that was, from just starting out. I've also had some clients last month tell me that June was their slowest month in sales. So it's kind of, both sides, right? Some people are selling shoes less, some people are selling shoes more. The key factor is people are always going to buy really good shoes. So like this shoe, I think I paid 50, 60 bucks for this shoe. This shoe retails 170. That's a really good price. People are always going to buy good deals or when they think they're getting a good deal. So because of that, this is what Nike's going to do. They're going to be listing a ton of shoes on discounts. Literally this last Thursday, they just lowered their outlet sale to 40% off. So if you go to the Nike outlets, you can get 40% off any model that's on the walls or that they're having sales with, which again is really crazy because they know they have a ton of inventory right now. Their sales are way down because they pulled out their stock out of other stores. So this is actually really good news if you're a reseller. I really think the market's about to explode on this because people realize, dang, I can get my favorite shoes or cheap shoes really cheap and sell them for more. Like this shoe, again, I can get it for 50, 60 bucks. I just have to sell it for 100, which is a very good price on this shoe either way, and still make good money. So there's gonna be a big spectrum here. There's gonna be really good deals, there's also gonna be really bad deals. And the discounts are gonna be happening that Nike's gonna be running is really gonna affect the market over the next few years, because I don't think Nike's gonna get this fixed until 2025, 2026. They even said it. I think their CEO said that, they don't really have any plans to really scale their sales up in the next 2 years or so, which is good. So what they're gonna be doing, I'm telling you guys, is just always running discounts online, in store. It's gonna be awesome. For reference, when I was reselling back in 2020, 2021, Nike never ran a sale. I mean, in 2021, they ran maybe 2 or 3 sales. They ran one for Valentine's Day. I think they ran one for maybe Father's Day or Mother's Day, and then they ran one on Black Friday. That was it. They ran like 3 sales that full year because they were selling stuff like crazy. If you went to the outlets, and you know what I'm talking about, they were empty. I'm gonna try to throw photos on the screen right now. These outlets were empty. Like you'd go to the stores and there'd be walls, like entire walls, just not having shoes. Now you go and check out the screenshot I'm showing on the screen here. There's Jordans and stuff sitting for days. So in the span of a year or two, you can totally tell the market has completely shifted, right? Nike created way too much inventory. Now they're sitting on it and they're not selling quick enough. And another reason is because they raised the retail price. Like a shoe like this, Jordan 4s used to retail 190 a few years ago. The really high quality ones would be 200, like 200 bucks max, 190 to 200. Now, a shoe like this is retailing 215 to 225. It's just too high, right? Like no one wants to pay an extra 30 to 40 bucks on a shoe that they could have got, a few years ago for less. So those are the reasons Nike stock has fallen and is going to continue to fall a little bit. I do think they're going to fix it. I mean, it's a huge company. I'm really bullish on Nike. Like, I think they're a great company. And obviously, I really like Nike. I'm above Nike, Adidas, all that stuff. Like, Nike's my number one, obviously. So they're going to get it fixed. I'm not really too worried about it. But if you're a reseller, this is really good news because, again, you're going to see a lot of sales. You're already seeing them. And I'm telling you guys, like the deals in store and online, I mean, they're only going to get better. So thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know in the comments. I'm interested in hearing, what you guys think about this whole situation. If you're going to buy Nike stock, if you're just going to continue to buy shoes as their stock. That's kind of the way I invest with Nike. I buy their shoes and then I'll go sell them. But let me know down in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. And subscribe if you haven't. I hope to hear from you guys soon. And, I'll see you guys later. Have a great rest of your week.